New rule, now that Georgia has all but outlawed abortion, they'd better prepare themselves for more of what happened this week. A newborn was saved after someone abandoned the child in the woods in a plastic grocery bag. Now, we here in California would never stand for such a thing. A plastic bag? I get it. Now, on the other side of the aisle, Barack Obama has been placed under Secret Service protection, the earliest ever for a candidate. And, of course, now comes the tough part, picking a Secret Service code name that Al Sharpton will not find racist. Come on, folks, give it up for, it's not all one way. The other side is wrong once in a while. Thank you. Reality TV is all cruel. It's all like looking down on people and, Honey Boo Boo, she's stupid. And, that's the way they get their jollies. That's why liberals watch Honey Boo Boo, because they can look at her and feel superior.
But also, we are...
And conservatives watch her to get makeup tips. I'm just joking. See? And the Palestinian leaders have called for what they call a day of rage in Los Angeles. We also have a day of rage. That's when you're trying to drive when Obama is in town. You saw that this week? Oh, my gosh. When this guy comes to town, traffic is truly fucked. But you know what? Hollywood liberals, they are still crazy in love with him. Even when his motorcade turns the freeway into a parking lot, they're like, that was the most inspirational traffic jam I have... The way all the cars came together. Weed legalization went down in Ohio. In Kentucky, they elected a teabagger governor who's going to try to repeal Obamacare there. In Houston, equal LGBT rights went down the drain. Bad week for liberals. What is next? A kale shortage? Oh, what a bloodbath for Democrats on Tuesday. I've not seen liberals this down since kale went out of season. Hillary Clinton is not a sure thing. You need a fallback besides suicide in Canada. Somebody's got to stay here and eat all this kale. Last year, social justice warriors swarmed on Matt Damon for saying gay actors should not be defined by their sexuality, which was interpreted as him saying gay actors should stay in the closet. The Daily Beast screamed, "Shut up, Matt Damon." Washington Post, "He's got Damon-splaining to do." And Vox said, "Matt Damon isn't a terrible person, he's just ignorant." Right. The real obstacle to gays achieving equality is Matt Damon. Liberals do this all the time. They get offended for people who themselves would not be offended. You know that whole controversy about the name Washington Redskins? They did a survey. 9 out of 10 actual Indians don't give a shit. LGBTQ group called homophobic by LGBTQA group. Protesters demand village people replace cop with social worker. Very predictable. I'm telling you, this is going to be the death of liberals, this nitpicky, intramural attacking of friends for insufficient purity, compulsively cleaning up a little corner of the room that's already quite clean, while there are giant piles of shit everywhere else. See, the PC police aren't saying you can't make jokes. You just can't make them about a protected species. Jokes about men? Yes. Gay men? No. Kim Kardashian's ass? Yes. Her stepfather's tits? No. New rule, if you're a suburban liberal who puts up one of those "immigrants are welcome here" signs, random Guatemalans get to take you up on it. Let's see how welcome the Coopertons really are when they come home from yoga to find Jorge Sosa and his family spread out all over the Restoration Hardware and Spanish subtitles on the Netflix account. What do you think about the fact that I said it tonight in the monologue about the mother who slapped their kid, and liberals who if you talk about domestic violence with their kids anywhere else, they are against any sort of hitting. But when the black lady does it, whoa!
Well,
there's something weird going on there.
I'll say this. I've taken some of those very ass whoopings, so,
Nurul, before I react to this photo of Mexican dwarf wrestling, social justice warriors have to tell me, am I angry because this exploits and body shames? Or am I proud because they're fearless Latinx people who are beautiful at any size? It doesn't matter to me. Personally, I didn't even notice they were dwarfs. I don't see height. Nurul, the interracial couple that gave birth to twins, one white and one black, must admit they toyed with the idea of naming them Michael and Jackson. I'm kidding. Congratulations, and good luck not rolling your eyes when your liberal friends pretend they still can't tell them apart.
When Democrats take over the House in January, they owe it to women, and that's not why they should run a woman. They should run a woman because tons of women actually are motivated at the moment to support other women. And I think the Brett Kavanaugh effect has actually been not to deprive Democrats of votes, it's been to motivate women to go to the polls.
And women are better.
Specifically, yeah.
And women are better. And women are better.
Bill would like it on tape.
Then he talked about how until they're going to be okay until they, meaning us liberals, go to a certain point, and then it's going to be very, very bad. Well, he hasn't counted on one thing. Liberals, we have the support of NPR and the vegans and academia. Yeah, that's a joke. We're fucked, okay? That's the joke. They have the guns and... So then we found out a couple of weeks ago that Bernie Sanders, Democratic, giant liberal, had written his 50 Shades of Grey type piece somewhere way back when he was in college. Yeah. So we realize now that there is a market for liberal erotic fiction, and we have a sample here. It's called Be Still My Bleeding Heart. It's really meant to get liberals hot. Are you for hearing some of this? Would you like? I was at Whole Foods buying organic seaweed for my rescue goldfish. When I noticed her working the checkout counter, she had a body like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, yeah.
It just wouldn't quit. Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Our eyes met, and suddenly I was harder than the wall between church and state. I placed my craft beer on the belt, and she asked me, "Did you bring your own bag?" My head was spinning like a wind farm. I knew she was flirting with me, but I told her I wanted to respect her personhood and boundaries and not disempower her with any patriarchal microaggressions. That's when she showed me her pussy. I summoned all my white privilege. When do you get off, I asked. When Elizabeth Warren talks about credit card abuse, she said. In minutes, we were back at her place. I threw her down on her sustainably grown cotton futon. And we went at it like two rabbits humanely raised on non-GMO corn. I ran my fingers through her long, luxurious hair. Then, when I was done with her armpits, I placed her hand on my sizable entitlement. I told her, "I think you're going to like it. It's gluten-free." I put it in and she screamed like Howard Dean after a hard-fought primary. But like the 1%, she took it all. Until she finally came with a thunderous cry, "Oh God, oh God, oh God has no place in the classroom." We lay back, taxed, and spent. I lit a joint and told her, "You're the sexiest woman I've ever met." "Woman," she said, and gave me a look. "Oh no, call me Caitlin."